Hi guys, Chris here. In my video blog this week, I'd like to share a couple of lessons with you that I've been taught years ago, but help both put things into perspective and also help you focus on actually what's important. And the number of things going on in the world at the moment that I think people have potentially lost a bit of perspective on, so this could be very timely. And the first one is really when something goes wrong, and things do, and this was actually given me by someone who had actually lost an arm and a leg in a landmine accident, so this will potentially give you a measure of his kind of approach to things, but it's something that does work. And when something bad happened, his question that he's kind of passed on to me and I found very useful was, question one, is the world still spinning on its axis? If it is, you're kind of okay. And the second one was, do you still have 2 arms and 2 legs? And the third one is, are you still breathing? And his view was, if he could answer yes to all those 3, and bear in mind what I said to you before, then everything was okay. Now, you could argue that's a very simplistic view and it's ignoring an issue, but sometimes we do just need to put things into perspective and just go, you know what, this isn't such an issue after all, and actually I don't have to worry about things like this. So do think about that. Have a little set of questions that give you that kind of reboot, that reset when you're getting really het up and stressed about something. Just give yourself the reality check of, is that really the end of the world, or does it just feel like it at the moment? And then the other one, and this is very relevant for what's going on at the moment in the world, is a lesson which was about what the person who gave it to me was called either your circle of concern or your circle of influence. And what they were talking about there was, there are a number of things within your circle of influence that you can do something about. You can, as the name suggests, influence. And then there's a much bigger set of stuff that's very much around your circle of concern, what you're worried about, what you think about, that in reality you can do nothing whatsoever about. And the key on this one is, when you're working on something, always just have in the back of your mind, where am I working here? Am I working in my circle of influence or my circle of concern? Because all the good stuff happens in your circle of influence, because you can do stuff about that. Your circle of concern is just that, it's concern, but you can do nothing about it. Now, I'm not suggesting or advocating that you don't try and do things about sort of injustices in the world and all that sort of stuff, but focus on the stuff you can influence. Because what's really interesting is those people who focus on their circle of influence, well, their circle grows, and what they couldn't actually deal with or influence before that was in their circle of concern, because their circle of influence has got bigger, well, now they can do something about it. And that's really interesting, because tongue-tied there, it's the real key to success, because you're going to focus on what's important. So don't spend hours moaning and complaining and generally discussing something that you have no influence on whatsoever. Focus on what's important, because if you do, and your concern is big enough, if you focus on your circle of influence, you might just get to a point where you can actually do something about it. You can influence that concern. Hopefully that's useful. Apologies for the slightly ropey camera work today. It's my first attempt at walking whilst doing my video blog. What could go wrong? Fortunately, I didn't fall over. Hope this was useful. Any comments or thoughts, do comment below. Otherwise, I will catch up with you next week.